Every winter, millions of homeowners watch their heating bills climb while their furnace works overtime. But beneath almost every house lies a natural heat source that never shuts off, never sends a bill, and has been quietly warming homes for centuries. Most people assume that surviving the winter requires expensive equipment and massive energy consumption. Utility companies want you to believe that comfort always comes with a high price tag. However, the ground under your feet holds a massive secret. So why did this forgotten heating system almost disappear from modern neighborhoods? By the end of this video, you will probably never look at your backyard the same way again. The ground is warmer than you think. To find the truth about home heating, we must look beneath the surface of the earth. When winter arrives, the air temperature drops below freezing and creates a layer of frost on the grass. Most people believe the soil freezes deep into the earth. The reality of geology tells a completely different story. The frost line rarely reaches deeper than 4 feet even in the coldest climates. Below that shallow frost line, the earth maintains a constant, stable temperature all year long. This temperature typically stays between 50 and 58 degrees Fahrenheit regardless of the blizzard raging above. The soil acts as a massive thermal battery that absorbs solar energy during the summer and stores it deep underground. This constant temperature represents a massive energy resource that remains completely untapped by modern neighborhoods. Think of the earth as a giant thermal battery that never loses its charge. When the air outside is 0 degrees, the soil just 4 feet below your lawn is 55 degrees. This massive temperature difference represents free energy. You can capture this energy with basic materials that you can find at any local hardware store. The ancient people understood this balance and built their shelters to take advantage of the earth. Modern construction forgot this simple reality because fossil fuels became cheap and convenient for a few decades. Now that energy prices are rising rapidly, this ancient secret is becoming valuable once again. The forgotten heating trick. This forgotten system relies on a concept called earth tubes. The mechanical process is incredibly simple to understand. You bury a long pipe deep in the ground outside your home. One end of the pipe opens to the outside air far away from your house. The other end connects directly to your basement or your existing furnace ventilation system. When cold winter air enters the outside opening, it travels slowly through the buried pipe. As the freezing air moves through the tube, the warm surrounding soil transfers its heat to the pipe. By the time the air reaches your home, the earth has warmed it significantly. Air that entered the pipe at 10 degrees Fahrenheit emerges into your basement at 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Your furnace now has a much easier job to perform. Instead of warming freezing air up to 70 degrees, it only needs to raise the temperature by 20 degrees. This process resembles letting cold hands warm beside a fireplace before you put on your winter gloves. You are using the earth to do the heavy lifting for your heating system. This basic method eliminates the most expensive part of your monthly utility bill. It relies on basic physics and the natural weight of the earth to move and warm the air. Real homes that actually used it. This system is a proven historical reality that has kept real families warm for decades. The Ohio homeowner who built his system in 1986 used 3 parallel plastic pipes buried 6 feet deep. His design allowed the system to preheat the air before it ever touched his furnace. Local records showed his energy consumption dropped by more than 60% during the coldest months of the year. Another famous example exists at the Courtright Center, where engineers installed large earth tubes to regulate indoor temperatures. The system successfully lowered energy demands without relying on complex computer systems or expensive solar arrays. Visitors often remarked that the indoor air felt completely fresh and comfortable even during peak winter conditions. The building proved that natural ventilation could handle large spaces easily. In the cold climate of Minnesota, the Bemidji Biohouse utilized a similar underground air network. The owners demonstrated that earth tubes could prevent frost damage and maintain livable conditions without a traditional heating grid. These cases provide undeniable proof that the technology works in the real world. These homeowners did not buy expensive gadgets. They simply applied basic engineering to their property and let the earth do the work. The $20 challenge. If I gave you only $20 and 5 minutes inside a hardware store, could you buy something to make your home more resilient? Most modern consumers would buy batteries or a small plastic flashlight. An Amish builder would look for something completely different. They would buy a simple roll of heavy wire or a basic manual tool. They understand that a $20 tool that lasts for 3 generations is more valuable than a plastic gadget that dies in a year. True self-reliance is about buying functions instead of buying products. The Earth Tube system follows this exact philosophy by using cheap, permanent materials to solve an ongoing survival problem. Why it costs only around $300. Building this system does not require specialized green energy contractors or expensive permits. The entire setup consists of basic plumbing components that any homeowner can purchase today. You need a long section of smooth plastic PVC pipe with a diameter of 6 inches. You also need a small inline fan to help move the air and a fine mesh screen to keep pests out. The largest expense involves digging a trench in your yard that reaches below the local frost line. You can rent a small trenching machine for less than $100 for a single afternoon. Once the trench is open, you lay the pipe at a slight angle and cover it back up with the original soil. You then connect the pipe to your existing home ventilation system. This system does not replace your current furnace completely. It acts as a powerful helper that reduces the workload of your existing heating system. Because the materials are so basic, they do not break down or require annual maintenance. A plastic pipe buried 6 feet under the ground will easily last for 100 years without a single repair. Why most people never heard about it. For centuries, European farmers built their homes over underground air tunnels to keep their food from freezing. German immigrants brought these practical building traditions to America during the colonial era. Amish communities noticed the benefits and continued using underground air channels in their homes and barns. They recognized that the earth provided a reliable source of stability. The invention of cheap modern HVAC systems changed the way developers built American suburbs. Coal, oil, and gas became readily available, and building companies wanted to build houses as fast as possible. Installing a standard furnace was faster and cheaper for the builder than digging trenches in the yard. Mainstream construction has completely abandoned the older methods. The knowledge faded from public awareness because it did not generate recurring profits for energy corporations. You cannot sell a monthly subscription for the natural heat inside the soil. A system that costs $300 once and works for 40 years does not fit the modern corporate business model. As a result, the technology became a forgotten secret known only to alternative builders and historical communities. Take a moment to mentally examine your own home and your current utility setup. How many systems in your house can function if the main power grid goes down for more than 3 days? How much money do you send to the electric company every year just to keep your living room comfortable? Most modern homes are completely dependent on a fragile network of wires and fuel deliveries. If you compare your property to an old Amish homestead, you will notice a massive difference in resilience. Their buildings contain features that serve multiple purposes without needing outside help. Your yard is not just a patch of grass. It is a massive reservoir of thermal energy that you are currently ignoring. The one detail that determines whether it works. Many critics argue that underground pipes will inevitably create mold and ruin the air quality inside a home. This objection is a reasonable concern that arises from poor installation techniques rather than a flaw in the system itself. Moisture from the air will condense inside a buried pipe as the temperature changes. If that moisture sits still, it creates an environment where mold can grow. The secret to preventing this issue involves proper drainage and a correct slope. You must install the underground pipe at a gentle downward angle away from your home. At the lowest point of the pipe, you install a simple gravel drain that allows condensed water to escape safely into the deep soil. This simple engineering step keeps the inside of the tube completely dry and clean. The moving air carries fresh oxygen through the pipe and prevents stagnant conditions from developing. A small mesh screen on the outside opening keeps insects and small animals from entering the system. When you manage the water correctly, the system delivers pure earth-filtered air into your home. It provides a constant stream of fresh air that is healthier than the recycled air in most modern buildings. The ultimate underground formula. The ground beneath your yard has been storing heat every single day of every winter. Most modern homes simply ignore this resource and pay thousands of dollars for artificial heat. A few buried plastic pipes cannot replace your furnace completely during a historic blizzard. They will make every single degree of warmth your furnace produces far cheaper. Sometimes, the smartest inventions are not new technologies that require microchips and software updates. They are simply forgotten ideas from the past that utilized basic physics to solve human problems. The Amish survival blueprint reminds us that true independence comes from simplicity and foresight. By looking at the old ways of building, we can find practical solutions to our modern financial burdens. You can choose to remain dependent on the energy grid, or you can use the ground beneath your feet to secure your comfort for free.